welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vision salad of life and boring news. Folks, we've got topics to talk about in sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across in this hour-long or show podcast. I'm Rich Liebig.
I'm Mike Costanzo.
And, we've got plenty of topics to talk about from this past week. But before we get to all the news at hand, Mikey, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah. Why are you tired?
Well, I mean, I was traveling this past weekend. We were in Miami, the heart of the odd news.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
You were the effing guy.
It was me. I was the effing guy. I've been to Florida plenty of times before, but it never ceases to amaze me just how bizarre that place is. It is a world unto itself, and within that world, Miami is a unique little corner of it still. I mean, the first thing that I saw is what I could only describe as a drug deal for sports car exchange. I mean, literally coming out of the airport in the arrivals, like, car pickup area, this convertible comes screeching up to a halt, like, directly in front of us. And this, like, older gentleman with a young female companion, they walk up to this car. A young guy jumps out. They're fist bumping, they're high-fiving, they're hugging. Then he does, like, just imagine, like, the quintessential dime bag handoff, like, in the palm of his hand, shakes the other guy's hand. Me and Jordan are both like, what was that? We're standing, like, 10 feet away. Then they start taking pictures around this car. Then the old guy and the young girl get into it and drive away. And the guy who brought the car is just standing next to us on the sidewalk. And we're standing there just like, what did we just see?
I'm on drugs again.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the young guy who delivered the car, he just walks away.
There
so
you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we saw. It doesn't
and
seem like
somehow he gets home, and I don't know how.
Somehow he gets home from the airport. I was completely just dumbstruck and baffled. That was how the trip
That's
to
how
Miami.
it started.
That's how it started.
So you were already at like a 10 out of 10.
Already at a 10 out of 10. Yeah. And then just, the rest of the weekend was fine. We just spent a lot of time visiting Jordan's sister and brother-in-law, seeing they had a baby. Congratulations to them. So we spent a lot of time together, just hanging out, relaxing. Then coming home was a whole other ordeal with Frontier, the airline. Don't ever fly them. Awful. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. My digital boarding pass on the phone, it's supposed to make it easier. Well, when it auto updates to fill in the new information with the gate and everything, it removed my seat.
Fun.
My seat went from
lost,
seat number to 0.
You lost your seat.
I lost my seat. So I go up to the gate agent. I'm like, hey, is this a mistake? Like, it doesn't have a seat. And she goes, well, we're overbooked.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So this is the first time this has ever happened to me. I've flown plenty, and this has never happened before. So I go, well, I'm going to have a seat, right? And she goes, well, we're overbooked. We have a list. And I'm standing there like at this point, I'm like, the words aren't even making sense to me. And I'm like, but I'm going to be on this plane, right? And she goes, we'll see. And that's how my return trip started.
We'll see.
So I did get on that plane. But it was quite the journey. People had to be removed by police. People were shouting. It was a disaster. I was so mad. I got a $30 refund. And that's how my trip to Florida went.
Well, $30 is $30.
$30 is $30, yeah. So, all things considered.
Yeah.
Rich, how was your weekend?
Yeah, quite stress-free.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
Yeah, it's great. Because I'm at the point, like, I don't know, I just... Yeah, why do people travel? I don't get it.
It's fun when it goes well. When
Yeah.
it doesn't go well, it's just constant stress and terror.
Yeah, I was good. I stayed home this whole weekend.
That sounds great.
I just had a nice, calm weekend.
Nice. But did you get a Cubano sandwich in Miami?
No.
See?
No, you did.
I did.
I did get an Eve Zepp sandwich, though.
That's a nice consolation prize.
Yeah, so take that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't beat the Norristown sandwich.
I recently watched a competition of sandwiches on a YouTube channel. Total side tangent. Philly cheesesteak was rated, they were doing a bracket. It was a 3rd seed.
Okay.
which is pretty good. It lost out eventually in the finals to a Vietnamese banh mi.
Oh, I have.
I
No
mean,
idea.
a banh mi is really good.
I don't think I've ever had one.
You've never had a banh mi?
I don't think so.
I think you might enjoy it. You should try it.
I mean, look, if it beats a cheesesteak,
They're pretty good. There's a place here in Ambler, Rosie's. Shout out.
Ooh.
Really good.
there you go.
Anyway, so you had a Zep. What else did you do this weekend?
Yeah.
Just Zeps?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was a good weekend to decompress. I didn't want to.
You need a good decompressing, do nothing. I call it where you just rot. You just sit on a couch and you just decompose.
Yeah.
Become one with the couch.
I needed it this week. It,
Yeah.
it was kind of a lot of things happening. The weather finally changed here in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
So I cooked up some soup.
Ooh, nice.
Like it just felt like the perfect weekend, and especially since like I didn't have anything planned either. It was like,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I'm not going to do anything.
Perfect.
I need to just relax this weekend.
I need me one of those.
Well, there you need to just tell
I
tell
need
your
to-
calendar.
I need to book a
Yes.
do nothing weekend.
You need
is
to
what
you
have
need to
You have
shake your
schedule it,
calendar
yeah.
and be like, no, I need to take one. I need one for myself this weekend.
Absolutely. yeah, right.
And so after what you went through, I think you do need one.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to look through your calendar and do that.
Yep.
But nevertheless, though, that doesn't mean that we didn't keep an eye on sports, entertainment, and odd news, because I definitely did. We've got a lot of things to talk about. So let's launch into the first batch of topics that revolve around sports in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
That's right. Sports coming at you in your face. Yeah, it's a shame you missed the Eagles game, right?
I did, yeah.
Well, this might have been I going back from what we've seen since the Eagles Super Bowl run. The second half of this game might have been the best second half I've watched of Eagles football since then. It just
Wow. That's high praise.
everything just went right for the Eagles in the second half of this game. Because you have it down here, Eagles crushed the Cowboys 34-6, which they did, but the first half of this game was still annoyingly close because of some turnovers. Jalen Hurts had an end zone interception that was bad, and there was also a fumble that I also think he had as well, which unfortunately made the game close going into halftime. But then I think Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts just had a moment, just like realized, like, don't push it, just let things happen, because that third quarter was glorious. It just seemed like everything clicked for the Eagles. The
Nice.
offense was able to finally open up. We had great plays that happened from Hurts, from A.J. Brown, from Saquon. Everything just worked together in tandem, and the Cowboys fell apart so gloriously.
That's always a good one.
And this thing with the damn sun, I love it, because that also happened in the third quarter when CeeDee Lamb couldn't see the ball coming to him in the end zone. It's funny. The ball literally is like right within his, general area.
Right.
And he's just, it's like he's a dummy. It goes right by him. And like he realizes like a second after the ball hits the ground, he's like, oh, that was me? Like, it's just like, what?
I heard it was a serious problem, and I've seen clips and pictures of the glare and the sun. I don't know why they just don't put up some. They have the curtains.
They have it, yeah.
Like
That's the worst part. I know from WWE events, they have curtains to make
to darken the stadium.
yeah, to get rid of the glare. And Jerry Jones says he refuses to use it because he thinks the team gets a home field advantage. Well, guess what? This time it didn't, because you lost a touchdown right to CeeDee Lamb because he was blind.
That is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's just so crazy that that's like the main talking point coming out of this game, because it just shows how dominant the Eagles were. You can't even say anything about Dallas.
Yeah.
At least that's
They
the
just-
vibe that I'm picking up on.
Everything has fallen apart for Dallas, and I love every second of it.
Yeah.
These are the times when I'm happy to be an NFL fan, when Dallas falls apart.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
saw that we held them to under 150 total yards of offense. That
Yep.
is a commanding.
I think there was 5 turnovers that Dallas had. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like they had an interception, and it was like 4 fumbles.
Yeah, they couldn't hold on to the ball. Ezekiel Elliott had a fumble. Like, he came in like twice in this game, and the second time he came in, fumble.
Man, that's pathetic. Yeah, so I unfortunately did miss the 95% of the game, I saw Dallas Goedert's touchdown in the airport, which was kind of fun because all the Philadelphia fans were there.
Yeah.
Obviously on a flight going to
So
Philly.
what I'm going to say to you, Mike, is that second half was the best half of Eagles football.
That was the
I've
half
seen.
that I missed on that terrible
was-
Frontier flight.
It was glorious. It was just like everything went right for the Eagles and everything went wrong for the Cowboys.
That's awesome.
You couldn't have scripted up better.
That's amazing.
I mean, it got so bad they put in both teams. They both
had
put in
their
their backup
backups in.
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You had Kenny Pickett in, and Will Shipley came in. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, and Johnny Wilson scored a touchdown. Remember him? We drew.
That's the rookie. That's one of the rookies. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about him like 6th round pick or something. Like, who's this guy? Hey, here you go.
It's really nice when the Eagles are executing on every facet of the game. Offense, defense, special teams just all seem to be clicking together. I did see a great stat that we are officially +1 in the turnover differential, which is the first time since early last season.
That's what happens when the other team is giving it up 5 times.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
But I mean +1 for the season.
Yes.
Which is the first time in, I think, a year and a half.
That's good.
That we've been in the positives. And I just have to, once again, talk about my fascination. My fascination with this team is with the secondary, the young secondary, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, or some people are saying San Quinyon or Quintanamo Bay.
I like Quintanamo Bay.
I like Quintanamo Bay. I mean, it's just receiver after receiver being just completely shut down. The Cowboys had 66 receiving yards as a team.
Yes.
We haven't seen cornerback play like this in Philadelphia since Asante Samuel
Lito Shepherd.
and Lito Shepherd in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
This is just just dominating play. And then the linebacker duo of Zach Baum and Nakobe Dean, between the two young corners and the linebackers, this defense is finally coming to life. But I do have a concern, some reservations. We've been playing a lot of bad teams recently. Good players on bad teams, but what do you think the split is between it being a bad team versus us being an actually good team?
Well, we're going to find out, I think, with this game on Thursday night, which we'll get to in a minute. But
Yeah.
I think that's where the rubber's going to hit the road. We're going to really see the metal.
I hope that, if they can continue this trend. Right now they're 7-2. I think they're either tied or in sole command of the NFC, not just the NFC East, but are the Lions?
No, the Lions are still number 1.
They're still number 1?
Yeah.
Well, we're right there.
In the division, we're half a game ahead of Washington right now. Washington never took their bye week yet.
Right. But in the conference as well, we're
Yeah.
close to being.
If you get the division, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big if.
That is a big if. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that beating Dallas, I think, firmly ended their season. Dak Prescott's injured. They fall to 3.
Yeah.
They fall to
he
3 and
got
6.
the surgery. He's out.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Season ending. He's done. 3 and 6. Dak isn't coming back for an all-in year. They are all in the garbage. They're not coming back. This is a 2-horse race between the Eagles and the Commanders.
And the Giants lost to the Panthers in Germany.
What a way to lose. Oh, man.
Which, as Vic DiPotato put it, that's like driving 8 hours just to crap your pants.
Yeah. That really, really sucks. That is an embarrassing loss. And I see in overtime, too.
Yes.
You couldn't get it done. You couldn't hold on.
Nope.
Awful.
Fantastic. So, yeah, it literally does just come down to Washington. Which, should we just launch into it then, the Fantastic Four pick? Should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and launch into it then.
All right. I've got the music. There we go. Fantastic Four mode activated. What do we got on the docket?
All right, well, before we get to the Eagles, we got a couple other games to talk about. First up, we have a battle for the AFC North. This is also a division that is a 2-horse race between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens, we expected to be there. The Steelers, I don't think we had much faith in them, but they are first in that division at 7-2. Rich, who wins this matchup?
Yeah, I don't think really anybody saw this one coming, that the Steelers would be this good.
It is that defense, currently ranked, according to NFL.com, 5th in the league.
Yep, and we thought this would be the beginning of the downfall for the Steelers because now they have to play all of their division games on the back half of the schedule, but now their division kind of seems winnable. The only other team that could stop them is the Ravens, though, and that could be the difference here in this game. Your dad, ironically, Frank over there, he's feeling very good about the Steelers, so put that into your calculations, whatever that means. Your dad literally just came up to me and was like, Steelers are going to win. Like, okay, I didn't even ask him. So Frank is very strong about that. As for me personally, I could see this going either way. But the Ravens, that combo of having Lamar and Derrick Henry is so formidable. Like, you want to talk about a dangerous RPO. You literally don't know who is going to run the ball every play. That is just such a 1-2 rushing tandem. It's hard for me to pick against it. I still want the Ravens. The Steelers, I think, are doing what they need to do, and they're looking good. But I don't know. This is really going to be a test to win the division here.
It's a tough one.
And until the Steelers really show that they have a chokehold on the division, I think you have to go with the Ravens. But this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm really torn on this one because the Steelers...
Not your dad, though. Your dad says Steelers.
He's saying Steelers all the way. The Steelers have played a lot of bad teams, but they have a few key wins there. They're one of the few teams that were able to beat the Washington Commanders at some point this year. The Ravens do struggle against division opponents. I know it goes without saying all division opponents struggle, but and we're talking 1-point wins. We're talking wins in overtime. We're talking a loss to the Browns a few weeks ago. They're not invincible.
No.
But see, I'm having the same hesitancy as you.
Right? Are you actually going to say Steelers are going to win this? Yeah, it's tough to kind of really say that with any convincing ego. Yeah.
No, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take a flyer. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna say the Steelers.
Oh, there you go. Follow your dad.
They're at home. The Ravens are favored. They're predicted to win, but this is a chance for the Steelers to really quiet the doubters like me and you and a lot of people in the league. Against a division opponent, the Ravens struggle against division opponents, particularly ones with strong defenses. So maybe there's a chance. There's an outside chance here. The Steelers could steal one away.
All right.
I'm going to take a flyer on the Steelers.
Very good.
Next up, though, we have two more surprise competitors, the Atlanta Falcons at the Denver Broncos. This is not a division game, but two teams we didn't think would be competing in their respective divisions. You've got one who's leading their division in the NFC South, unbelievably, and the other, if they were in any other division, they'd be fighting for a top spot, and it's only because the Kansas City Chiefs are in the AFC West that they're not near the top of the division, but they're still firmly in it at 5-5 with the Denver Broncos. Rich, who do you like in this one? It's a weird one.
Denver Broncos are 5-5. They would actually make the wild card they would actually make the playoffs as a wild card team right now, and they almost beat the Chiefs last week if it wasn't for a freak field goal block that helped the Chiefs win that game. So honestly, right now, I think you take the Broncos because they're going to be angry coming off of that loss. And I know we hate Sean Payton, but I'll tell you what, he is working wonders with Bo Nix. He is giving him a simple offense to read in his rookie year. He's trusting him to just, be a game manager, don't make mistakes, and it's working right now. Whereas the Falcons, they need Kirk Cousins to really light it up. To contend in those wins that they've had. I like the Broncos at home in this one. I think they're going to be very stabby and itchy for a win after they should have had one last week.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are one of those teams that were like right there on the cusp of doing something really special, like if they just had a few more pieces, a little bit more experience. They've had some really tough losses to some tough teams, Kansas City, Baltimore, back-to-back. They got to break that slide if they want to stay competitive, and this is an opportunity to do so. Get an easy win against a team outside of your conference, right, to pad that win column. Atlanta's coming off a loss to the Saints, who have not been good at all. So, both teams looking to prove themselves a little bit, but I think that Denver has more to lose and more to gain by winning this. Atlanta's in the lead in their division. The Broncos need this to stay alive.
If they want to make the playoffs, yep.
Yeah, so it's got to be Broncos just by the sheer fact that if they don't win it, they could be out.
Yep.
So I'm going Broncos as well at home. Next up, we have two teams solidly in the lead in the AFC. We have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Buffalo Bills. Rich, who do you like in this one?
I love Bills Mafia in this game. This screams like a Bills win here.
Yeah.
It's a season game. The Chiefs are still undefeated. That weighs on you throughout the season. You know, when are you going to get that first loss? When are you going to get that first loss? When are you going to get that first loss?
Yep.
Well, I think it comes here against a really talented Bills team. The Josh Allen has led this offense even without Stephon Diggs, losing him in this offseason. They are still scoring. They've scored 30 points in their last 3 games. They are still scoring at will this season, and their defense is holding up. The Chiefs, let's be honest, they should have lost that game to the Broncos. They were not playing well. Patrick Mahomes looked like he had an off day.
They should have lost to Tampa the week before, too.
Yeah.
Here you go. The last 3 games, 1-score game, overtime, last-second win. What was it? Blocked kick win.
Yeah.
They're starting on that slip.
Yes.
Right?
And
is what you're getting at.
Yes, and I think it comes here. My pick of the week here, I would recommend a good betting proposition here. Take the Bills at home. I love them here.
I like it too. People that have listened to the podcast know that I've been enjoying the Bills the past couple of years. And I agree. I'm seeing the start of this slip for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's getting later in the season. It just makes sense. Patrick Mahomes is playing good football, but not nearly as good as he used to be. He's only got 12 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, a lot of interceptions.
A lot of interceptions. So they're making mistakes. The refs are bailing them out. Some conspiracy theory corners of the NFL fandom would say. So it is ripe for a Bills win at home. You know, and I like the Bills. I just like the Bills.
Same.
Yeah. And finally, last but not least, we have our very own Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Washington Commanders, coming into town. It is a Thursday night game, so if you're listening to this when the podcast comes out, audio version, it is on right now. So go check it out.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be, the proof in the pudding. Whoever takes this game has the inside track to win the division for, the remainder of the season until they meet again in the second matchup. I'm going to go with the Eagles because it just seems like a very tall order to ask a rookie quarterback on a short week on the road, both of those things to come into Philadelphia and pull out a gut. It's going to be a very gut-wrenching game to pull off a division win. That would be huge. I don't think Jalen Daniels can pull it off this early in his career. I could be wrong. So definitely I would avoid this as a betting proposition. But I think this is going to be an interesting night for the NFC East, and I think the Eagles will take it just by slim margin.
So I think that this is a huge test for the Commanders, not like they've faced yet this season. They had two really big tests against Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but they're not in the conference, not in the division. This is a division game, prime time, short week. This is the first division game where he's traveled to a legitimate division opponent because they've only played New York twice. They have not faced Dallas or Philadelphia. So this is their first true, because everybody knows New York is just yeah. I don't count them.
Yeah.
Right? In the best of times, their fans are not as volatile as Eagles fans. It's going to be a tough environment to play in. So I'm kind of banking on that home field advantage. I'm going Eagles as the music dies out.
All right. So both of us picking Eagles.
Hesitantly Eagles, though, because I feel like they are also in the Philadelphia vibe of things, ready for a catastrophic stumble.
Ready for the collapse?
No, because things are going too well. Like, I'm reading all the posts. They're like, the Eagles are the first team in 4 centuries to do this random... You know how they always plug these
Before the Revolutionary War.
The Revolution. No, you know what I mean. Like these like random stats that don't make any sense.
Jalen Hurts is the first leader since George Washington to cross the Potomac River.
Seriously though, some of the stats they pull up online are absolutely bonkers.
Just love you said 4 centuries.
Because that's how some of the stats read to me. Like, they're insane. They're like, only one quarterback has rushed for 17 yards, thrown for 30 yards, took 2 steps backwards, threw 4 balls, and also ran twice and had a hot dog at halftime. And it's Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
Jalen Hurts is the first leader since Thomas Jefferson to cross over the Mississippi River and lead a squadron 20 yards down the field. I don't know, whatever.
It's like something ridiculous like that. You know what I mean, though. You see the hyper-specific stats that are like cherry-picked. So it's only like Jalen Hurts, the first quarterback in NFL history, and Tom Brady. I'm like, that's BS. You made that stat up. Anyway.
I want to see more ways that Jalen Hurts is more like the founding fathers.
Yeah,
now.
right.
4 centuries. Yeah. That was good.
God. Yeah.
You got
so.
me with that one. So, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, they always pull up, these really
The most hyper-specific random stats, and it's always like the last line is like, only 2 quarterbacks have done it. Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. It's like, or Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, okay, I can find stats where you cherry pick too, you know?
Jalen Hurts and Grover Cleveland.
Yeah. Only 2 quarterbacks have 5 letters in their last name. Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady.
Whoa.
6-time Super Bowl champion. Like, I want him to be good too, guys.
6 Super Bowls coming your way now.
Right.
Is that how this works?
That's exactly how it works.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. All right. There you go. Very interesting way to put a button.
I don't know. The stats just annoy me. They're too specific.
Yes.
They're too specific.
Yes. There you go. What a way to put a button on the sports sampler. Comparing Jalen Hurts to some
Founding
presidents.
fathers, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
He's the founding father of a new run here in Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, look, he's already been to 1 Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
let's see if they can turn a corner here and kick up the ignitions and finish off a second half of the season. That would be really cool.
Let's do it.
So we shall see. But for right now, we got to take a break and wrap up the sports sampler. But don't go anywhere because we still got the entertainment entree and the non-fortune cookie odd news. It's going to be weird. I actually have a political story in the odd news.
Uh-oh.
I know. We usually don't talk about politics.
Oh, boy.
So you're going to want to stay around for a very rare political update in the non-fortune cookie odd news when we return. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We'll be right back.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby,
Barnes & Noble,
and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
Just a moment. You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off me. Ta-ta and farewell. One cup, look. Save and run.
Oh, yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. That was Democracy Manifest. That is not the political news story that I promised. That'll be coming up later in the non-fortune cookie odd news.
Yeah, two different things.
Two different things. Although, God bless Democracy Manifest.
What a guy.
Yes.
You know, instead of doing Democracy Manifest, one time we should do Basil Marceau.
Oh, yeah. Get BasilMarceau.com.
Speaking of politics and weird odd news characters and entertainment people, Basil Marceau, I don't know.
BasilMarceau.com.
We talked about him years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You recently brought him up again, and you've been
talked about
you've been
him last week.
obsessed with him.
Oh, God.
The past few weeks.
He was so oh, my gosh. It's just, look, the man's a website on BasilMarceau.com.
Yeah, the man introduced himself as a website.
Yes.
So
yeah, we'll have to get his clip up there as well. But you have that Democracy Manifest, but that is not the odd news story I'm referring to. So make sure you stick around for the non-fortune cookie odd news in just a little bit. But before that happens, we have to do the segment where we report on movies, TV, and video games and celebrities and fun stuff like that in the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, we are officially in entertainment entree territory, and we're going to kick it off with the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with new movies, TV, and video game properties in Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you got for the people?
All right, this week it's all about television. First up, we have the second part of Cobra Kai's 6th and final season coming out this week. 5 more episodes. I thought this was the final part. It's not. There's a third part.
Woo!
Coming out in 2025.
It won't stop.
I was going to start watching it again, but when I learned that, I was like, I don't know, maybe I should
It
wait.
won't stop, Mike.
It never stops. It can't stop, won't stop.
Did you also hear there's going to be another movie?
Like, based on the show? Or?
They're going to do a movie that links up Jackie Chan's reboot movie with Ralph Macchio.
But is it going to be...
Cobra Kai? No.
Is it going to reference, like, is the show going to somehow converge with the movie? Or
because there's...
Is it like Ralph Macchio, is he going to acknowledge it at all? Be like, oh, that thing happened in the valley. Anyway.
What? Maybe. The whole point is, like, Miyagi-Do is going to be reunited between...
the two halves.
Yeah. So, it doesn't stop.
This universe is
going
bonkers.
on.
It's absolutely bonkers.
We are bringing back everybody.
It's absurd.
Hilary Swank is next. We got to bring her back. She was the next Karate Kid. They got to get her involved.
Got to get her involved somehow.
I can't believe how many people they really got back when you think about it.
It's a phenomenon.
They literally got almost everybody back from the 80s. So why not at this rate? Now you're getting Jackie Chan.
Yeah, it's a little phenomenon.
Yeah.
People are digging it. I'm digging it. But this is only the second part out of 3. But still, you get 5 more episodes this week. So go check that out on Netflix. But if you're looking for something a bit newer, you can check out Say Nothing. This is a bit heavy. It's a new drama limited series coming to Hulu this week. It's an adaptation of a book that follows the stories of multiple IRA members across 4 decades of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. The Troubles is a historic period over a couple of decades of social, religious, and ethnic conflict as Ireland attempted to reclaim their identity and autonomy from the British Crown. So yes, it's a very heavy topic, but it currently has a 90 out of 100 on Metacritic, and because of the historic nature, could draw some serious awards attention. So keep that in mind. That's Say Nothing coming to Hulu. And finally, to lighten things up a little bit, Dune Prophecy is a new prequel series coming to HBO and Max. It is set 10,000 years before the events of the recent movies, and it follows 2 sisters of the Harkonnen group as they fight forces that threaten the future of humanity, and they end up establishing the secret sect of the Bene Gesserit.
You know who else did that?
Who?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Only 2 families have names that begin with H. It's the Harkonnens and Jalen Hurts. Empire incoming? ? Hashtag Eagles football.
Call back.
That's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment. It's so stupid. I hate those stats so much. Like, if I go on the Eagles subreddit right now, there's going to be like, only one quarterback has had a 17% chance of dancing under the full moon while throwing a football, and it's Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. Tell me I'm wrong, though. You know it's true.
Only the Harkonnen group and Jalen Hurts have thrown 200 yards and found the Bean Gesserit.
Here you go. Here's an example. It's not actually Jalen Hurts, but it's Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff, 93 pass rush grade on Pro Football Focus, 2 pressures, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 20% pass win rate. This guy was benched for like 5 weeks. You can't convince me he's a Pro Bowler now with cherry-picked stats. Get out of here. I'm so done with the Eagles subreddit. I just want them to be real about it, you know? Anyway.
There's only been 3 people to win the All Valley Karate Tournament. 1, Johnny Lawrence. 2, Daniel LaRusso. And number 3, Jalen Hurts.
It's so true, though.
I want that from now. I want just a whole bunch of random movie stats, and then just type in
Jalen Hurts
and Jalen Hurts. All right, there you go. The long running gag that keeps on giving on this week's episode. All right, let's get to some serious. Everyone, calm down. We gotta get serious news.
We have actual entertainment news to get to.
Yes.
The first topic here is coming out of the world of video games, and it is concerning a name that we haven't heard in a long time, Sega, from the Sega Genesis days. Sega. They're in the news for not fun things, though. They are mysteriously delisting a lot of their classic games from all digital storefronts in December this year.
Oh, no.
I thought you had it.
There it is.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Sega also apparently bumped my
Bump
soundboard.
the sound thing. It happens every once in a while. Like, I know when Rich is itching to play a clip.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a beat.
Thank you. But
then no sound comes.
Yep. Sorry.
It happens. No, it's okay.
It was Jalen Hurts.
It was Jalen Hurts. Only one quarterback. No, I'm done.
Okay.
Sega. So Sega is delisting a bunch of games. Over 60 games will be delisted across Steam, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation on December 7th.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's not fun at all. The delisted games include like individual games. So when you go, you can buy like, an individual version of Sonic, but it also includes the Sega Genesis Classics Collection. So you're losing out on that bundle as well. If you own games already, you can still play them, you can still access them, but you just can't make new purchases. So if you want any of these classic games, go grab them now because they will be delisted. The one thing that the post makes a point of mentioning is that games available as part of Nintendo Switch's online subscription will remain. So one of the benefits of the Nintendo Switch Online is if you buy like the big version, you get a collection of classic Sega games on the classic console.
But is it going to get to a point where it'll be soon? The only way you can play Sega classic games is through the Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
And see, that's where my wild speculation is going, because Sega gave no reason. Like, they're just like, we're just going to take them down everywhere. Just full stop. No reason whatsoever. And just they made the point that they're going to stay up on Nintendo Switch Online. So my mind is like wildly racing. Like, is Sega planning to like relaunch a collection package? Are they going to, make it only available through Nintendo Switch Online? Are they going to have some kind of weird subscription service like EA Play or Rockstar Plus or Ubisoft, whatever they have, So I'm like trying to figure out like what the benefit to delisting the games is. Like, why wouldn't you keep them up just to get a trickle of a couple $100 every once in a while?
Subscription.
You think it's the subscription route?
Subscription.
So you think they have some kind of deal with Nintendo then? Like the only place to play Sega is
It's either that or
Nintendo.
they're gonna start their own service. Because the way to make money now is anything subscription.
So my question is, though,
they don't want you to own things. They want you to pay every month.
But is there money in a Sega subscription?
I'm sure there are people that love classics.
Yeah, but enough to pay monthly?
Well, maybe. See, that's why I think it makes sense if they bundle it with Nintendo Switch Online.
Right.
Which
it already is.
Right. And if you keep that format, then you've got a whole library of things to play for. And that makes it worth your whatever, $8 a month or whatever it is, $7 a month or whatever.
It's just so curious that they delist them, though, because you also allow people who aren't subscribed to buy them, which is also money.
Well, you started from here on moving forward.
You force people into the subscription.
Yeah. And remember, we've had the odd news where we had the entertainment story a couple weeks ago. You can't pass these licenses. If you are one of these people that has all these games downloaded to your PlayStation, well, guess what? You're not going to be able to transfer them if you get a new system or a new user account or anything like that.
Yeah, they're non-transferable.
So at some point, if you want to play the games again, you're going to have to go back to whatever the current way is to get those games. And look, it's right here under the Switch Online subscription service.
Yeah.
Give me your $7, you bastard.
Yeah. No, I was leaning towards the idea of a subscription thing as well, because this news also comes around the same time as, one, Sega is rebooting the Crazy Taxi franchise. Mm-hmm. They're doing a reboot for that. But also, they literally just announced that they have new merchandise releases coming up for the holiday season. So, like, all these things are coming together, and it's like
perfect time for the holidays.
You're delisting the games as you're releasing merch.
Yep.
So
well, guess what?
I guess they are preparing maybe either to go only Nintendo Switch Online, or maybe have like some kind of online only. Oh, here's like the Sega arcade classics, where you pay like $3 a month, and we have a rotating, collection of games that come in and out. They want to try and get some kind of recurring revenue. Maybe this Crazy Taxi reboot is only on this subscription service.
Yep, I definitely could see that as a possibility.
Yeah, that's really sucky.
I would think though because right now doesn't Nintendo technically own Sega, right?
No,
or no, are they still separate?
Sega's independent. They just have been doing
business
pretty
with
much
Nintendo?
Nothing. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of business with Nintendo.
Okay.
Which is the craziest thing, by the way, separate from that in video game history.
Yeah, if you said
for
that.
For two longtime gamers, like, the only place to play Sega games is Nintendo.
Wait, what?
Like, that statement does not even make sense. If you said that statement to 8-year-old Michael, I'd be like, what in the ever-loving hell are you talking about?
Yeah, what future did you come from?
Yeah.
So, no, I would say you always want to have a bigger library to justify the monthly payment. So I would think it would make sense that they would try and bundle it all with one thing. But they could be stubborn and go their own way. I don't know.
I don't know if the money's there to do their own independent like I
You
certainly
always want
wouldn't-
more content.
Right. Like I certainly wouldn't be like, ooh, $5 a month to play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 that came out, 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's
But if you can say that plus Mario plus
right.
Zelda,
Right.
I don't know, other classics, then it kind of piles up and justifies the cost for it.
Like I already have Nintendo Switch Online.
You want to have a library.
Right.
That is the key thing if you're going to try and start one of these subscription services.
Yeah. For example, they may force my hand because like I already have Nintendo Switch Online, but it's the cheap version where you don't get all the Sega and Nintendo 64 games. If they tell me on December 7th, the only place you can play Sega games anymore is Nintendo Switch Online Premium. As a former Sega fan, I'm like, I guess I kind of have to. Like, I can't envision a time in my life to not have access to it.
Yep.
Whatever I've emulated and ROMmed on my own through completely legal measures, of course. That notwithstanding, that's not the preferred way to play these games, obviously, because it's kind of wonky to play on like keyboard and mouse or whatever. So, like, I would really want to have access to an alternative way, a legitimate way of playing them as a former Sega fan. So, am I the target audience? Somebody who feels like they're forced into it to, like, make sure they always have access to their childhood memories? In a way,
but we'll see.
It just frustrates me.
Yeah. This is the way everything's going.
Yeah.
You're not going to own anything in the future. Everything is going to be subscription-based.
Yeah. It is curious, though, to limit themselves, if they did go that route, to just Nintendo. Because if you're limiting the Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation revenue streams and limiting it to just Nintendo, I feel like you're missing out on a lot. So that's why in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, independent streaming or like subscription service that's available across all of the storefronts. Because why would you cut off 3 of the 4 branches?
I don't know. Maybe there's something.
Is there
that
something
we're not
else
thinking
cooking?
about. Yeah, right. There's something.
Maybe a new collection of classic games. They get rid of the current one so they can relist it. Like
Maybe.
Instead of 60 games, there's 100 games in this one.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. It's all crazy if you ask me.
Yep. Anything is possible.
Yeah, but that's the world of Sega, but that's not the only entertainment story we have. Rich has something cooking up in the world of wrestling.
Yes.
Tell us about wrestling.
Yeah, I always give you the wrestling report from sports entertainment, as they like to say. So it is one of those things we can always bounce around between either sports or entertainment. But I decided to put this one in entertainment. WWE, the company itself, has made a huge announcement launching a program called WWE ID, which stands for WWE Independent Development. And basically what it means is the WWE is going to create its own minor league developmental system. It's almost like a regional farm system when I explain this to you. It's kind of crazy.
But didn't they already have something similar?
Yes, but not quite.
Okay.
And it's
because you
kind
said
of
farm system, and I'm like, I distinctly remember, like, I think it was the point of that movie where the girl learns how to wrestle.
Yes.
Like that whole movie was about her being in the minor leagues, essentially.
So basically, I'm to try and boil down the history of what the minor league systems used to be in WWE. If you were somebody that was aspiring to be a wrestling talent, what you had to do was you had to go to a wrestling school, which was independent, and you had to start out in those independent leagues first.
Right.
Come up through those rankings, and then a regional promotion would sign you to a regional development contract, and then at that point, you know, you shuffled around the regions to grow your career. When Vince McMahon took over WWF in the 80s, his goal was to make a national wrestling company, which is what he did. He started buying out these regions,
right,
and taking over their histories, their intellectual properties, and everything like that. And then, like, WWE kind of just molded itself as like the de facto national wrestling promotion of the country.
Okay.
And then internally, they tried to do different programs where they would have a dedicated minor league system. In the 2000s, they had Ohio Valley Wrestling as like their dedicated minor league area, but it was only one thing. That was it.
Okay.
Then they kind of let that go to the wayside. Then they started NXT, which was a third show that they put on next to Raw and SmackDown, and that was their developmental show. And then they expanded that into NXT UK, the United Kingdom, which is where you're referencing the movie.
Right.
That's how Paige comes up
Right.
through that system, and she becomes her superstar, and she has her fairy tale story. But this is interesting because this is WWE actually kind of using the independent wrestling schools right from the get-go, and they're getting their paws right in there at the start.
Okay.
And whether or not these young talents, as they're coming up, if they get an offer to go to any other wrestling federation like All Elite Wrestling, WWE is already sticking their claws right in there with a, quote, WWE ID contract, which essentially will give them some initial privileges, initial paychecks, initial benefits and insurance and stuff like that, with the trade-off that if they do get an offer from an All Elite Wrestling or another promotion, that they will have the right of first refusal to keep that talent.
Okay.
And it is basically securing kind of what they see as the future talent as they go up through the ranks in the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, basically what they're doing is they're ensuring that
it's like they're doing everything that was the status quo, but in reverse.
It's almost like full vertical integration.
Yes.
Because they're getting in on the ground floor and they're making it so that essentially wrestlers can't go anywhere else because they have these.
It's like, why would you want to leave?
Right.
We're going to give you resources. We're going to give you the talent.
Right.
And then we're going to give you, if you're that good, we're going to give you a path to come through TV, national TV.
Right. And they get first crack at these deals. So it's not like another upstart wrestling thing can come in and offer a more lucrative deal because WWE owns the contract. They have the WWE ID contract. They have to refuse. Right? If I'm understanding this correctly.
So yeah, basically it would take. So let's say
because they get the right of first refusal to talent.
So let's say
Bob Boberson.
Bob Boberson moves up through the ranks. He's getting attention, and All Elite Wrestling. Well, first he would have to sign a WWE ID contract.
Right.
He signs a WWE ID contract, and All Elite Wrestling says, "Oh, let's pay you $20 million." WWE would have to come in and offer him $20 million back, and if he doesn't, then Bob Boberson can go to All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, so they do still kind of have a choice.
Yes, but it's almost kind of like, why would you do that if they're helping you out this early in your career?
Right.
And I have the regions here. I wanted to list it. I forgot to list it during my explanations.
Yeah.
Here are the regions that they're covering. They're covering Houston with Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Atlanta, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory, Iowa. What state? Iowa. Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy, Elite Pro Wrestling in Concord, New Hampshire, which that's not affiliated with All Elite Wrestling. It's
very confusing naming.
They should probably change their name, because they're going to get confused. And Knock X Pro Academy in LA. So right there, they have a really diverse placement on the map here to really grab talent throughout the country. And
they got East Coast, West Coast, Middle America. Yeah.
I mean, really, this is why I'm getting to my final point here, that a lot of people believe that this is designed to hurt All Elite Wrestling, because now WWE has their fingers right in the pie as it's getting made with these new superstars coming up. And one of the reasons that WCW failed in 2000, 2001 was they really couldn't get new talent to come on board in WCW unless they threw a lot of money at people. And eventually in 2000, 2001, Turner Broadcasting was like, we're not spending money anymore.
Yeah.
And eventually it just started to hurt the whole company, and WCW went out of business and sold to WWE. It's kind of eerie. It does kind of feel like this is a move directed at All Elite Wrestling to turn the faucet off for them to get fresh talent.
Yeah, because All Elite Wrestling would have to do way more to convince people to move away from a contract that they already have.
Yes.
You
see what I'm saying? Like, this is... if All Elite Wrestling wants to steal one of these WWE ID wrestlers now, they really have to...
They have to make a very lucrative offer or some other kind of incentives to lure them away. And yeah, I mean, this is like, it's like classic business maneuvering, right? If you can't buy them and you can't offer a better product, you just price them out, right? Which is exactly what they're doing. They're making it so that All Elite Wrestling can't compete.
Not with future talent, no.
Not with future talent, right? I guess the talent they already have is the talent they already have, but obviously wrestlers aren't immortal.
Yep, that's
so
right.
You need new talent every decade or so.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that sucks for wrestling. I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know if it sucks for wrestling fans, because here's the reality of it, is that WWE is so big because people watch and people participate. So, I mean, if that's what the people want, is this not kind of just playing into that hand?
My worry is always monopolies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like whenever you get one company controlling everything suffers, because then there's no challenge, there's no innovation, there's no,
As somebody who's more in the fandom, has WWE been facing any real competition the past several years? I mean,
there was a little bit where All Elite Wrestling really could have had them.
I mean,
there was a little bit of time when All Elite Wrestling had Bryan Danielson, had CM Punk.
CM Punk burned that bridge too.
Yeah,
but
there was a year where they had a lot of the top talent, and they could have came after WWE, and it seems like a lost opportunity. And now it looks like WWE is now taking their shot to fire back, and this is it.
As soon as AEW missed, WWE is like, we're not even letting them get another shot lined up.
Right. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
This feels like, you know what? You may be all right now, but we're going to cut off the pipeline to you so that 10 years, 15 years down the road, when you need new talent to replace the guys that you've got now, you're not going to have them.
That's exactly what's happening. They're like, you may be fine now, but you won't be 10 years from now.
Yeah. That's why I'm pulling this out. I think this really is a huge announcement.
You hate to see stuff like that. You hate to see big corporations. That's what WWE is. It's a big corporation edging
Super corporation now. Now it's run by TKO. It's not even run by Vince McMahon now.
That's right, yeah.
It's a full-blown corporate takeover.
You hate to see them edging out the little guys. Not that AEW's little by any stretch of the imagination, but at least
they're backed by the Jaguars.
Yeah, but at least it was competition, right?
You know what? It really does feel like the Jaguars. They had that little shining season where they went to the AFC Championship,
and after that,
and they were in the lead on that Patriots. They almost went to the Super Bowl. Everything was like, oh my God, are they actually going to turn around? And then things just started to fall apart. They had Blake Bortles. They were like, "Oh my gosh, are they really going to make the Super Bowl with Blake Bortles? They're on a roll right now." And then things just
and then the wheels came off.
That's what, ironically, I feel like AEW is, because they had that 1 or 2 years where they
could have done something.
They were contending with WWE between having CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, another one. He was still doing good towards those years that they had him. Yeah. I mean, and it feels like they didn't take the shot to put WWE down.
Right.
And now
they're paying for it.
Right. Now that WWE has seen that they have the potential to do so, they are taking the second shot. And boy, I think this development here could hurt them.
AEW is Greedo.
Yes. Or
He shot first, but he missed.
Or no, what's your Hamilton?
Oh yeah.
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 Not going to throw away my shot. Well,
No.
maybe AEW did.
Yeah, they did. So, well, that sucks for wrestling fans, I guess. They might be thinking, oh, it's not so bad now. I love WWE. But when there's no competition and they don't have to worry about the product, that's when you feel it.
Yeah.
5, 6 years, 10, 12 years down the line.
Yeah. How long can AEW run with the talent that they've got until they get old,
right,
hurt, or just stale?
And
Characters get stale.
And you don't have a lot of people coming in. You lack variety. Then you got to close up shop. Then WWE doesn't have competition. And then it goes from, oh, wow, I'm a fan of WWE to, oh, my God, I got to pay hundreds of dollars a year for some specialty subscription service again.
Well, no.
To watch anything.
No.
Netflix, I know they partnered with.
Netflix partnered with them.
But for how long?
I think the original contract is 5 years.
But after they close,
after
they close up all competition, they don't have to worry about. They can do whatever they want.
Relaunch WWE Network.
Probably.
I don't know. Unless Netflix keeps throwing them ridiculous amounts of money, because remember they did that too.
They did do that, yeah.
Yeah. Nevertheless, though, this story I just wanted to bring up because, I think this could be a very prominent warning sign that it could be. I don't want to say the death knell, but it could be a very bad sign that All Elite Wrestling might be heading to the conclusion of this rivalry with WWE, and it might be that WWE pulls it out in the end.
That's a shame.
I don't know what you do when you can't get new talent coming in. And by the way, the regions are not set in stone. Triple H actually made a notice of that during the press release announcement of this, that they are looking to expand. This is not going to end at these cities. So, they're going to expand these regions as well.
I would imagine they've already done their homework and figured that these are the most important cities for the wrestling scene. And anything else is just, the cherry on top.
Yeah. So this could even get bigger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, if I was a stakeholder in All Elite Wrestling right now, I would be a little worried. That's my too long didn't read of that. If you have any stock in All Elite Wrestling, you might be a little worried.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So there you go. That's what we have for you in the entertainment entree. But now let's go to our third and final portion of the show, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing!
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meat tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders, go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo, odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing the story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to? You said there was some political news.
Yeah, we've got a political story here.
Truly odd.
Yes.
The truly odd part of the odd news.
Yes, I mean, look, we've all been rocked with, some political news that have happened in the past week.
Mm-hmm.
It has rocked the foundations of all of the countries of the world.
Yeah.
Everything. The gravity of this is insane.
I'm waiting for the rug to get pulled out.
What I'm referring to is that people are not making babies.
Oh, my God.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
So I'm sure you've heard about this. Like, people have been, like, some of
People
these
aren't having kids.
Some of these world leaders, they've been saying, like, the birth rates need to go up. We're at risk of underpopulation or whatever the hell. I don't know.
Right.
I don't think so, but apparently this is a thing.
Rich is like, there's about 7 billion people too many here for me.
I wouldn't go that far, but I don't know. It seems like...
Sorry, 6.8 billion too many people.
I don't know. But, yeah, according to some of the world leaders and world analysis...
Not enough people.
There's not enough people. Yeah, the birth rates are going down.
That does seem wild.
And one of the countries that is currently suffering this... and it is political a little bit because they are in a war right now, is Russia.
Okay.
Putin is actually really worried about the birth rate.
They need more babies to go fight on the front.
Right. They need more people to serve in the Russian army and everything like that. So as a result, there have been some internal discussions and policy discussions as well being done in Russia. And this is a true story that is being reported from European news outlets.
Okay.
Do I sound official?
That's the most official thing you've ever said in the odd news.
Yes. As next to Alex Jones. Yeah, so
nothing's more official than Alex Jones.
Other than that, yeah, this has been pretty official. But according to various European news outlets, Russia is seriously considering establishing a new division of the government, initially being labeled as a, quote, Ministry of Sex to tackle the country's declining birth rate.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Yes.
But what is the ministry supposed to, what do they do? Send out, like, porn to people to get them in the mood? Like, what? How do you...
Oh, boy, yeah. Wait till we dive into this story, Mike.
Man,
yes, I've got some details here. Yep.
So what is the Ministry of Sex doing to propel things forward?
Comrade, ready for sexual positions? Yep.
Oh, man, nothing gets people's motors going like some comrade talk.
Yes. Well, one of them might be 68-year-old Nina Astania, who is President Vladimir Putin's loyalist and chairwoman of the Parliament's Committee on Family Protection, Paternity, Maternity, and Childhood.
They got to have a better name than that.
Look,
what was that? The paternity, maternity, sorority, fraternity. What was that?
Committee on Family Protection, Paternity, Maternity, and Childhood.
You can't have a ministry name with a rhyme in the middle.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
official. It doesn't
official.
sound good. Paternity, maternity, no.
So, yeah, take this committee and expand it and get your Ministry of Sex.
Okay.
I think that's what they're going to have to do here. But the chairwoman of that long committee named Nina Astania is reviewing a petition for a new Ministry of Sex to present to Putin. I bet you he likes that.
Oh, man, that's...
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
That's weird. He's like, "Oh, tell me more."
Yes. He's just standing there in the shadows, just like, yes, comrade, tell me more. Just silent. I'd imagine he's not very talkative in all of his adventures.
No, he's not very vocal, probably.
Yep. So this initiative comes as Russian officials introduce various strategies to address Putin's call to reverse the country's democratic decline, which has been worsened due to the war in Ukraine, now nearing a 3-year mark. Reported by the Moshkovik magazine, the idea has officially been raised for a Ministry of Sex that would be in charge of spearheading birth rate initiatives.
They're spearheading something.
I mean, yeah, you got to get it going.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
That mouth did some major damage. Are you okay down there? Your penis?
One could say that they are thrusting into the thick of it. They're leading the charge.
My fingers crossed for a little freaky deaky.
That's actually one of their.
That's their slogan.
That's their slogan. Yeah, we're hoping for some freaky deaky.
I got my fingers crossed for a little freaky deaky.
So
that's their official slogan.
I still want to know the initiatives, though.
Oh,
like,
I'm going to get into it.
What are they going to do?
I'm going to get into it, Mike. You're Russian here.
All right. You can't rush.
You're
Russian
a Russian.
You can't rush a Russian.
Yeah. All right. We have to. We're trying to get this. I'm trying to get you. Like, it actually is like there's some like seriousness to this that they're trying to like actually consider this.
This is not serious news. This is not serious. Russia's pretending this is serious. This is so Putin has jack-off material.
That's all this is?
He's like getting off on
Comrade, I need foreplay material.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
statistics.
is. That's exactly what it is. Statistics show that women prefer this. He's like, oh, yes, tell me more, comrade. Tell me more.
This is Russian foreplay?
This is Russian foreplay, yeah.
I want detailed analytics on my population.
Like weird dystopian reports of declining populations and how they're going to freaky deaky them up.
Oh, yeah.
Putin seems like a freak, right?
I mean, you don't know.
If you're listening, Putin, I feel like they're always listening. But if you're listening, I think you're a freak.
He's very, very silent.
Yeah.
And the quiet ones, you never know.
He just dead starfishes it.
Okay, well, so another quote here from one of the supporters of this initiative. Deputy Mayor Anastasia Rakova is marching in line with the urgency of procreation and says that Russian women, quote, need to prioritize having children. So there is, I'm trying to tell you that, like,
oh man,
there is some actual, like, you know,
that is like some Handmaid's Tale stuff right there.
Yeah,
like truly,
like, yeah. I mean, I know we're laughing at it, but there is some serious like undercurrent here.
Yeah, definitely.
It could get passed. You never know.
Yikes. All right.
But
do they realize any babies that the Russian women have now won't be ready to fight their war for another, like, 18 years?
Oh, no, that's American standard. We get them ready at 8.
We get them ready at 8? 7, 8 years tops.
Yeah, you know how to use AK, right?
Be ready to fight on front.
You can use AK, right?
If you can hold crayon, you can hold gun. Pietro, you can shoot slingshot, you can shoot cannon.
Very good.
Get out there. Show comrade what it is. Play war game at recess. Play war game for real.
Very fun.
You like Call of the Duty? You can have Call of the Duty in Ukraine too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You don't need to play video game. We have a real video game for you.
Use video game controller. Fly drone. Awful.
We have real
game. Terrible. It's terrible.
All right. Well, you asked for initiatives.
I want to know. I want the plan, not concepts of a plan.
Right. Well, I guess then on that front, he's doing better than some other leading world leaders here.
Well, let's hear this plan then.
Yes. So here are the initiatives that the Ministry of Sex is proposing to Mr. Putin. Number one, I've listed this in kind of like things that I think would be for to the ones that get sad at the end.
Oh God, this is going to be depressing.
So
really
let's
fast.
be happy. We're going to start off happy.
Okay, we're going to be happy.
I call this one getting paid because
getting paid for getting laid.
What? That's in a little bit. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
This is first for the mothers. The state would pay stay-at-home mothers for housework, with earnings contributing to their tax and pension calculations. Of course, this is only for mothers. So sorry, no stay-at-home dads allowed. No, you got it.
Only for
sorry, you got
oh,
it.
Man.
You got to get out there.
That sucks.
But for the mothers, hey, you get paid.
So they pay them. So it's like a universal basic income. If you're a mother.
No, it's a job.
Oh, okay, it's a job.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Because if you have a penis, you're going on. You got to take.
That's right.
Take your rifle and your penis and get out there.
Is that a penis? Get to work.
I guess you could say you had yourself a man-witch. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, get out there.
So penis, work, no penis, stay at home.
No.
But
get
paid to stay at home.
Penis, you go in the army. No penis, job at home.
Okay.
because you're the mother.
Right. Of course.
So take that.
Right.
Make sure we got the we got to get the penis situation correct.
Right.
Are you okay down there? Your penis?
You got to sort out the penises.
Yes, very important.
Are you okay down there? Your penis?
That's actually Negan's going to be one of the inquisitors.
He's a government official.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a new government
That's
official.
the only question on the questionnaire.
Yeah.
You okay down there?
That's it.
That's it.
You have one or two
Get on the front line then.
Yeah. Shut up. Get on there.
So women are getting paid for the
If
job
they're a
of
stay-at-home mother.
of being a mother. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Which actually I think that's a pretty good initiative. That would be
I mean that's
nice.
That's nice to
Yep.
I mean being a stay-at-home mom is a job and it's a very tough job, so it's nice that if they got recognized for that and got a little bit of, money to help out the family, definitely.
Yep. I have another paid initiative here. A proposal for a free first date.
Okay.
If
a little creepy, but not the worst thing.
If a first date leads to a relationship, the couple can get that first date bill reimbursed up to $50. Must prove that
Up
it was
to $50.
Must prove that it was a first date and the length of relationship has continued from it.
That means you got to submit a mail-in rebate. Is that really where we're at in society? We're going back to mail-in rebates?
Yes.
You can submit your mail-in rebate to get $50 off your... Also, what... In the year 2024 of our Lord, what first date is $50? I spend more than $50 on breakfast in Ambler sometimes. It's so freaking expensive.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Do they have Buffalo Wild Wings in Russia? Why not?
Moscow Wild Wings.
Moscow Wild Wings.
You got one wing. Better make it a good one.
It's not chicken. It is pigeon. You know it is, too. You know it is. We're laughing because it's a third world country. So $50 towards their first date, but they have to prove this is a lot of legwork to get $50 because you have to prove that first it was a first date.
Yes.
Which I assume there's some kind of restriction around that. Oh, wait, what's that? You hung out before the first date? It's technically not a first date. 2, you only get $50. 3, you have to last. It has to become a relationship. And I'm sure there's guidelines of what constitutes a relationship, quote unquote.
Yeah, they don't have that here. I want to know what they define as...
what is... And then
what do you get that's officially like, okay, we're in a relationship?
Is it like the first time you say girlfriend, boyfriend?
Is it
like
6 months? Is it
a time frame?
Yeah. Like they got to work on that.
Right, exactly. And then what's the length of time? Is this, a short, is it 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years? You got to go all the way to marriage? Like, when do you get the $50 back?
Yeah.
After you celebrate your 20th wedding anniversary, then you get your $50 back.
That's a really long time, but okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, hypothetically.
Right, they got to come up with the length of relationship there.
Right.
All right, coming up next, a Putin gift for your wedding.
Oh, that sounds terrible. That sounds absolutely terrible. I can't think of anything I would want less.
This initiative would see that Putin would gift a newlywed couple a free wedding night hotel stay up to $250
That's
to
nothing.
to
Again.
encourage pregnancies and marriages.
That's a yes.
That's what they're hoping that they're going to get from that.
I don't know. Maybe no. I just looked up hotels in Moscow.
The FBI is going to come on your door soon. They're going to be like, "Hey,
oh God, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
They might.
well, why are you looking into?"
Okay, so some of them are pretty affordable. The first one I saw was $860. I'm like, $250 isn't going to do anything. But some of them are like $150, 100 and some. So $250 for a night. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Around here, that's not great.
No, but maybe in some parts of Russia.
Maybe in some parts. Yeah, I shouldn't look that up.
Yeah, that might not be good.
I'm sorry, FBI. I didn't mean it. So Putin will give them the gift of a hotel night stay.
Gift from Putin. Honor. You better take.
But they know that people don't need a hotel to have kids, right?
Well, I think it's just more of the honeymoon.
It's the incentive of saving some money on staying overnight somewhere. I
Yeah,
guess. I
and
don't know.
Putin would personally gift it to you.
Oh God.
Here you go, comrade.
Is there like a picture of Putin put up in the room?
Yeah.
He's like, this bed I made for you. Yes. You lie and consummate.
Yes.
Go.
Give more Russian children.
Consummate, comrade.
Yes.
Consummate.
Make more Russian children. Please.
Make more big, strong Russian boys.
Please. All right.
Oh boy.
Another initiative on this.
So are we trending downwards now?
So now, this also, the Ministry of Sex would approve of regional motivations, in which apparently this already actually does happen in Khabarovsk.
Oh man, it's been a long time since we've had a Russian story.
Yeah, Khabarovsk. I'm gonna go with that. Khabarovsk.
Khabarovsk.
Yeah.
We're trying to look it up.
If you're,
that did not even come up.
yeah, I don't know.
Does it begin with a K?
Yes, Khabarovsk.
Found it. Khabarovsk. Yeah.
Sure. In that region, if you are a female student aged from 18 to 23, you get a bonus $1,200 if you have a child. Ta-da!
Is that a lot there?
$1,200. Better
I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Better than nothing, yeah. Shut up. Take it.
Shut up. You want this.
Shut up.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
Then in another area called Chelyabinsk, I'm going to go with that. Chelyabinsk.
These places are made up.
This is a region north of Kazakhstan. So, hey.
What was that? Was that supposed to be a Borat thing?
Yeah, and then I totally lost it. Yeah.
You're like, hey.
It's been a long night.
It really has, though.
Yes.
So, what does Borat come and hang out with you on your wedding night?
Very nice. I like to see. I like to watch. So this is Chelyabinsk, which is north of Kazakhstan. They are giving $10,000 to your firstborn child in Chelyabinsk.
Wow.
And $5,000 for follow-up children.
Oh, boo.
So sorry. Sorry, if you're not the firstborn, sorry, get out of here.
That sucks.
You're a discount child.
You're a discount child.
Literally,
that sucks.
It's always the firstborn. It's always the oldest. They always get the privileges.
Hey, man, what can I say? We're awesome. I'm an oldest.
You bastard.
I think I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, you're worth $10,000.
I'm worth $10,000. I'm going to contact
Chelyabinsk.
Oh my God, now I know your pain.
Thank you.
Chelyabinsk and be like, hey, man, I'm not Russian, nor was I born there, but can I have $10,000?
I'm a firstborn. Yeah.
I'm a firstborn.
So
$10,000 for the firstborn, $5,000 for
the follow-up children.
But is there a cap on the follow-up?
I guess not. It just says for other children.
You just keep churning them out.
Yeah. But you have to stay in Chelyabinsk, which I looked up the weather. I looked up the weather there today.
Yeah.
It is already at 19 degrees Fahrenheit.
Whoa.
Already. They haven't even hit winter yet.
Oh, no.
That's a balmy 19 degrees there.
Wait, is that 19 Celsius or 19 Fahrenheit?
I checked.
Oh, no.
No, I double-checked.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's already that cold there.
19 degrees. That's rough.
So I don't know if $10,000 is worth it there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're going to spend that in heating cost alone.
Yeah. Okay, another initiative. Let's get away from money. Here is other initiatives that the, quote, Ministry of Sex would like to approve of. It is turning off the internet. One unusual proposal from them suggests that Russia turn off its internet and even electric lights between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. to encourage couples to engage in intimate activities, according to the Mirror.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Take your damn clothes off.
That's it. 10 o'clock hits.
Because little known fact, there's the only 4 hours when people are intimate.
That's it.
In a 24-hour period. That's it. You got a very brief window.
Stop. That's it.
Take your damn clothes off.
So they're going to turn off the internet.
And
just full stop.
And even possibly electric lights.
But, like, I could see entire cities devolving into chaos. Like, if you took away the internet and lights, like, there's going to be riots.
Yeah.
I don't
think this one is as successful as I think it's going to be.
No, definitely not.
But
that one's a miss.
What an interesting proposal.
Oh, my God. That's almost as...
I just can't believe it would be like a time, like 9:59.
Yeah,
We're all waiting.
They're all waiting. Like, wait, hold on, wait. I still have Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi's off. Let's go.
Take your damn clothes off.
There you go. 10 p.m. hits. Boom.
10 a.m. Whoa.
Sorry, I'm all over the place. No, this is supposed to be 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
The whole country grinds to a halt at 10 a.m. as everyone's
10 p.m. Sorry. All right. Well, this next initiative I'm going to call Afternoon Delight.
Oh, okay.
This is true.
Oh, no.
A regional Russian minister named Yevgeny Shestovpolov.
What a name.
Says that he would support an initiative in his region in which Russians could use coffee and lunch breaks even at work for, quote, procreation activities.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Yeah, just bang at work.
But hypothetically, what's stopping people from doing that normally?
I guess they're
like
worried they might get fired.
Say you have, but like say hypothetically, if you have like an hour-long lunch break at your company, just go home, bang it out, go back to work.
No. He's saying do it at work.
At work?
Yeah.
So does your significant other come to your place of work?
Or you're just banging whatever woman is at work.
Oh, my God.
You're just...
They have the break room, and next to the break room, they have the bang room.
The bang room. Break and bang rooms.
You're standing by the water cooler like, so, enjoying your break? I think I can find a way to make it more enjoyable.
Are you a little pen up?
Yeah.
You need to relieve some stress?
Oh, those reports, they're giving us some trouble. Anyway, want to bang?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, is it 10 p.m.? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm in the dark here.
Oh, that's the actual audio. Oh, no.
That's the audio, yep.
I'm in the dark here.
What about people who are shift workers at night?
Yep, sorry. Nope.
I'm in the dark here.
Those two things overlap.
Yep, sorry.
There's a lot of banging.
Nope, that's the official banging time.
Right.
Other than at work during the day. You can also do that as well.
I like that idea, though. Lunch breaks or coffee breaks.
Yes.
What is happening in Russian businesses?
Yevgeny Shestovpolov says that, quote, Russians should engage in procreation activities during breaks because life flies by too quickly.
This is so bizarre. That is so in the employee handbook. You may have one bang break for 15 minutes every 4 hours, but not exceeding 30 minutes in any single break.
So,
that's insane.
This is there you go. So that's all the funny stuff.
Now we get to the not funny stuff.
I do want to.
Oh boy.
I hate to bring down the mood, but I do want to put this point in that unfortunately with the Russians, this is something that if they do act upon, it could turn into something very serious. Though.
It is at the end of the day Russia.
Yes, and that is because Putin actually does have a history of, quote, probing into women's personal lives.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a dark side of the Ministry of Sex would be that they would look into detailed questionnaires about women, about their sexual and reproductive health, and even going so far as to a point where if females don't respond to data collection, they would be required to attend certain doctor's appointments where they would have to give their sexual history. And unfortunately, the Ministry of Sex would support that. So
they're like forcing people
to share
to answer personal questionnaires and force them into doctor's appointments. This is
yeah.
That's...
So that unfortunately is also the side that Putin could actually look at this and say it might be something to look into.
None of the things suggested are going to make people have kids if they don't want to have kids. Like, they know that people can bang without having kids, right?
Yes.
Like, they can turn
We
off...
have reached that in this day and age.
They can turn off all the internet they want to. They can lock them in the break rooms during work. They can force them to fill out questionnaires, and at the end of the day, none of that's going to make more babies pop out.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't work that way.
Well, good luck to the Ministry of Sex if they do indeed get officially crowned by Putin, and that would be their official task. They have to try and increase the birth rate of Russia.
Absolutely, yikes!
And it is a legit proposition that is being floated inside the Russian government right now.
Wild.
So
and creepy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine any married couple being like, "Oh, I'm so excited for my Putin gift." Sounds like he's going to come there and impregnate you himself. It's bizarre and creepy.
Thank you, Putin, for that
Thank
one
you,
night
Putin.
at
Yeah.
the, I don't know, Hilton. I don't know what they got in Russia. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Rashadov Inn. I don't know.
A hotel, a Motel 6, but the Russian version, whatever that would be.
Yeah.
I don't know any Russian words.
No, I don't. So, yeah, sorry. That's where the jokes are going to end because I don't know.
That's the end of the joke, yeah. I don't know any Russian words.
Yep. But that is a true story for you. And I never thought I would really bring in a serious political story into
serious,
the odd
yeah.
news. But welcome to 2024. Nothing makes sense anymore. And Russia could conceivably make a separate division of Ministry of Sex.
What an absolute disaster. Oh, my God.
Yes. Welcome to 2024, and welcome to 2025, and welcome to 2026. Dear God.
The hits keep coming.
That's right. And on that note, we need to start wrapping this podcast up. What a world.
What a world indeed.
Yes. And thank you guys for being a part of our world by supporting us, supporting our little show. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on all the social media, hubbabaloo. But most importantly, this is what we really need you to do. You have to get a way to get the podcast sent to you every week. Two main ways to do that. First one is on our YouTube page. Go to our YouTube page, Crispy Noodle Podcast, and hit that subscribe button so that you get the podcast sent to you every week. No ifs, ands, or buts. Just go to your YouTube channel and you will get the podcast in your subscription feed. Second main way to do that is we put the video podcast up on Spotify. So if you have a Spotify account, you can follow us on Spotify. Video podcast will be on Spotify, but with Spotify, you can also listen to Spotify in the background and listen to us as an audio-only podcast if you wish. And if you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, using our audio podcast, you can take us on the go with you while you're driving around. If you're going through the regions of the United States, if you're driving around town, you can enjoy us on the go with you. The craziness that is the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
That's right. So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle Podcast. But if you need to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories, you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I'm at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. You can find us on X. Let us know what's happening. If there's an odd news story that you want us to cover, send it my way. Any other odd news stories, send it to at the Crispy Noodle or at one of our individual accounts. And if we use your story, we'll give you a sausage shout out on that episode. So don't be afraid. Send us a message if you want us to talk about something important to you on next week's episode. But for right now, after a serious political, hard-hitting news story, I think we need to rest up and get ready for next week.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that'll do it. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people That's their story. Good times, noodle salad.